Hello and welcome to. Oh Jesus, we gotta go. Okay, I'm sorry, I almost died. Actually, keep it. It's fine. This episode 510. I'm one of your hosts, MC Fixer, alongside the one and only Too Fresh Crash. Why are you standing today?
Why are you not saying anything on a?
Can I not stand?
Why are you silent as well?
Can I not stand?
Weekly goddamn podcast.
Can I not stand?
You can stand.
No, you
but
can.
You have to talk.
It just makes you look so much bigger. Which you're a big person.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Wait.
You want me to switch the setting? I can switch the setting.
No. You do. But you work on your posture, my friend. And of course, one and only Mr. Paul Despawn. Hello, Despawn.
Hello, I didn't know we could stand. I'm going to stand.
No, because if your computer turns off, I'm going to be so... I swear to fucking God.
Stand.
I can't stand. I'm just letting you all know. I have a standing desk that I cannot do it. My wires are not ready for it. Anyway, this is My Xbox and Me, our weekly Xbox podcast. See? Look at his face. He looks scared, like everything's about to break.
No, he was messing with you. He was doing one of them old pranks right there.
Just getting you. Just joshing. But I'm standing now.
I don't even care about the rigmarole today. Topic of the show this week, boys. Honestly, I'm getting straight into it. Marathon gameplay has finally been shown. It is going to release September 23rd on PlayStation 5, Steam, and the Xbox Series consoles. I guess we'll go first initial thoughts. Crash, I would say you're probably the biggest Bungie fan on the podcast. That doesn't make you the expert or anything like that. Calm down. But I think on the pod, you're probably the biggest Bungie fan. What did you think of what has been shown of Marathon?
So I initially saw the first trailer and I was like, "Ooh boy, I do not like the look of this." And then I saw a bit more gameplay and I'm more sold on it. It's an extraction shooter. The combat looks not Destiny, but Bungie-ish combat with a new paint of coat over it, which is not a bad thing. I think Bungie combat usually is very good, especially when you're looking at Destiny. I think the way they have it set up with different classes and you can go stealth focused or healer focused and all this different stuff is interesting. It has me interested in it mostly because I've also been looking forward to an extraction shooter of some kind, and I didn't play Tarkov, I didn't play any of the other ones. So I like what I saw here. It still has a whole lot of question marks for me.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm in agreement with you when it comes to. Look, it's Bungie, so the shooting mechanics are going to be good, right? Like, we expect that. You say what you want about Destiny, whether it's for you or it's not for you, the shooting is fantastic in Destiny, I would say. I actually do agree with the words fantastic there. Despawn, what are your initial thoughts of Marathon?
I think it's fantastic. You think it's fantastic. It's a weird one. I like, it's like you said, Destiny-looking gunplay. It's one of the best feeling shooters out there, I feel, when I've played Destiny. So it looks like Marathon is carrying on that. I'm interested to see. This feels like, obviously, PC has been the pretty much the sole space of extraction shooters. So I'm interested to see this hitting like a wider audience as a genre, to see how that plays out. But from what they're showing here, it doesn't look much different from a lot of other extraction shooters. I like you say, the class system seems to play into it a little bit better, and it looks a little bit more interesting in that aspect. So maybe there's a bit more in the way of like longevity in that, so you can try different play styles. But yeah, I don't know. For right now, I hate to say it, but I already think I'm done with extraction shooters. Like, anytime I've tried them, I'm just like, this isn't for me. So I don't know if I really want to get into it.
Wait. What have you played?
What have I played? Oh crap, I can't remember the names of them now.
We played one relatively recently though.
We played that one recently, the early access one, which
I enjoyed. It was just kind of a buggy mess, unfortunately.
It was a buggy mess, but
we did play that. I forgot we played that. Yeah,
you'll have to remind me the title, but yeah, that I just after time with that.
Was it? That was a different game. That's a different game, I think.
Not Delta Force.
Grey something.
Grey Zone Warfare.
Grey Zone Warfare.
That was the one. Yeah, playing that, I just like automatically I was like, this is a fun experience, but it's not something I'm going to put a lot of time into. And I don't know if it's a genre that I'm personally interested in. I don't know if I like that constant back and forth and the risk and reward element of it. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I could see me playing this for like a few sessions with the boys, but I don't know if it'd be a long-term introduction into the cycle of games I play.
So I saw someone tweet this out, so I don't want to take credit for it, but I 100% agreed with the sentiment of what they said, which was like Destiny kind of brought MMO-esque shooter to the widespread audience, to console, where we're seeing maybe Marathon be able to do that now with extraction shooters. And I thought that was a really good summary of what I got to see from Marathon. I like extraction shooters. I played Grey Zone Warfare, obviously, with you guys. I enjoyed it. I do agree with you. It was a little bit more buggy. It was early access when we played it, but it was a little bit more buggy than I wanted it to be. I played Tarkov for a little while. Enjoyed that. Just never had people to play it with, and that game is extremely nitty gritty, I guess is the best word for it. The amount of monitors you need to play that game alone is scary. So yeah, that game's intimidating. I enjoyed Call of Duty's efforts in it, and I was upset that they got away from that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I have never been the Bungie guy. I will say that. That being said, I do remember when me and Chris did a 24-hour stream for Destiny 2, and beat the entire story together.
Good day.
Yeah, no, it was a good day. It was a good day. I'm excited for the amount of people that are going to get to experience an extraction shooter for the first time properly, if it's done in the way that they've explained it. To be honest with you, I like everything they've said so far. I'm interested. I am very interested in the subclasses and the different unique abilities and things like that, because that's not something we've seen in an extraction shooter too much yet.
Yeah,
if at all.
Really gave me Apex vibes in a really interesting sort of way when I was watching it. Yeah. Which Apex has been on the downcline, so I wonder if this is actually like a really good time for this game to come out as well, where they can sort of captivate some of that BR, the player base that wants a game and is looking for something, and this can kind of fall into the realm of what they might want to play for some of them. Yeah, I think this. The only thing I'm worried about is I've seen I totally agree with you, by the way, the whole taken away. This is what I thought. I thought after we had the BR blow up, I thought extraction shooters were going to be the next big thing. So it's interesting to see this be an extraction shooter. I'm interested to see who else moves into that space in a couple of years, because it takes a few years to catch on to that trend usually, right? Yeah. It's also like when you look at BRs, before you had Fortnite, which is where everybody's like, that's the start of BRs, or you look at PUBG, you had H1Z1 for a very long time in that space, and here you've had like Tarkov and what other games have been out. I think this will be like the start of like that more streamlined experience that's easier to jump in and get out of, that isn't as demanding of your knowledge to a degree. So I think if we see the extraction shooter blowout, I think it'll kind of happen. It'll start with Marathon, I feel like. Yeah. I think. Sorry, go on, D-Spawn.
I was going to say, I agree. I feel like we're in that position. We keep getting to this position where PC is the main architect of like these new emergent like gameplay mechanics, like you say, with the battle royales coming in, like H1Z1, the culling, and and things like that. Darwin Project, and then but now we're starting to get into that kind of, like you say, we've had like the Tarkovs, the Grey Zones, all doing it in these early access alpha things that have been doing it for a few years now. Whereas, we're getting into that space where the AAAs are finally getting to the point where they're ready to start showcasing those kind of things, because they can't really do that like quick turnaround at early access stuff that a lot of the PC sphere is a bit more accommodating to. So when it comes to things like this, where it's now coming to like consoles as well, I will say, just to kind of okay, go ahead.
I disagree with you in the sense of they can't do it, because the systems are there for them to do it. Xbox have their early access progress. PlayStation have their early access programs. I meant programs, not progress. Yeah. So I don't think it's a case of they can't do it. I think it's a case of they need to make their money back and look at all the marketing that's gone into Marathon already. Like where a game like Tarkov, let's say, right? Think about it. We spoke about it last week about the price of games and things like that, right? Remember, Tarkov, the highest budget, the highest end of Tarkov was like $250. to play that, but it's a niche within a niche where people are not just picking that up widespread. I feel like this is the first time it's going to be, like you said, to be honest, to agree with you, it's like the AAA feel of like what this genre can be like in a AAA studio sense. Nah, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
It's also like Tarkov was made with the mouse and keyboard in mind. And you can correct me because you've played this fix. I'd imagine Tarkov's very hard to make work properly on a controller. It would be confusing.
I want to say I don't think it can be done because we've seen games that I never thought would come to controller and actually be pretty good. But yeah, no, that game's a pain in the ass to play for me. Like as a somewhat knowledgeable mouse and keyboard player at this point, but like it's reloading and flashlights and getting prone and it's not that you can't do all those things on a controller, but yeah, no, it would be a bloody nightmare. I can't lie. This very much lends itself more to a mass appeal AAA game as well, by the way. It's stylized, it's art style, it's world building, all of those things that we come to expect from a Bungie title. They have, from what we can tell, from what we've seen, because none of us have played it, it looks like they're going to now what they're going for with this. Now, is it a fun game? And that's the point I want to come back to, which was what I was saying, which was like, is it a fun game? I don't know. And the one thing I'm worried about is I know that a bunch of content creators have been playing this and obviously play testing and things of that nature. That doesn't always bode well for these type of games.
Yeah. So the reports that I've seen in regards to the gameplay specifically it's not an easy game. It is pretty unforgiving at times. I think so again, just going from speaking about like work and their previews that they've done, so PC Gamer had 2 days hands-on with it, and they were saying that they had success rates of about 50% for their playtime with Destiny or with Marathon devs in their teams. So like actually having experts in the team, they still had like a 50% success rate. So yeah, it doesn't like it's going to be an easy, like it's not going to be like, baby's first extraction shooter. It looks like it's going to be that hardcore gameplay that you want from this genre. So that kind of, to me, is a good thing. Like,
I agree with them. Me and you want that, right? We want that from an extraction shooter. Does the mass audience want that from an extraction shooter? Is the question. I agree with you. I'm totally ready to jump in and lose all my weapons and have to go back in with just a pistol, and then I'm scavenging to get this, and this.
Yeah.
Because I understand what an extraction shooter is. I've played them. I understand the resets. I understand all that stuff. The Bungie audience of Destiny and storing loot and things of that nature, are they going to understand that? Because that's what worries me the most.
The overview did mention, because I don't think either of you watched that, if I'm not mistaken.
I did.
They did mention that, like, if you die and you're out of loot, they will just spawn you in with some loot. You can get it from your faction. Your faction will send you in with a gun and stuff like that. So they streamlined that process a little bit. There was something else you mentioned that I wanted to talk about, and I forgot what it was.
Well,
perfect.
The comments will eat me alive for it, so don't worry.
Yeah. But so, I mean, just to wrap it up a little bit, September 23rd is when the game is launching, so it's not that long. Yeah. So I'm interested to see. Again, we know, obviously, Bungie being a PlayStation studio, this is still coming to Xbox, so that deal is still in place.
Is this the first game to come to Xbox since they've bought, like, since the studios they've bought? I think it might be.
Yeah. But I think that was part of the agreement with, Yeah,
anything Bungie puts out will be... Yeah, but you're right. It is the first. It is the first sign of like, they're putting something out on Xbox. It's the first tile being taken.
It's the first domino. It's the first domino to fall.
Yeah. You're not wrong about that.
The first domino to fall is the point I was making. It's like, okay,
it is officially the first game that's going to open with the PlayStation Studios logo on Xbox.
And launch day and date across all PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Just to add, April 24th to May 4th is when the alpha test will be happening. So that should be fun for people that want to check it out then. I'm interested.
I will say, just one thing on the alpha test, I did look into it. Apparently they are focusing on the US only to start with. I don't know if they will accept people from wider, but I think that's where it's going to be. So, Crash, you're going to have to sign up and let us know. Sorry, you're going to have to play a game.
Have
That will tell you.
Yeah.
Crash has already signed up on 7 accounts. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I'm gonna get codes for everybody.
Woo! And then he finds out it's like account linked. It's not. It's not. It's not like codes. It's like, oh man.
Yeah.
Are you excited for this? I guess to end and wrap this up. Are you excited for this, Crash?
Yes, on the lowest level of excitement you can be. It's like I'm looking forward to seeing more. Excitement is a little overboard, I think, to label what my interest in it.
Baseball?
I am interested to see what a AAA studio does with this genre. Am I like day one, let's give you here, take all my money? Excited? Not really.
Here's one more thing to add. I apologize because I was meant to mention it. Price. He didn't say a price for this, which has got people talking a lot on the internet lately. I'm pretty sure like the statement was like a full price game or something like that. But now with obviously Nintendo being Nintendo, it's got everybody everybody is like, yo, what the hell does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah. What is a full price game? Yeah.
I think there was some talks about it, and somebody in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong. About it being priced within its field. So I would hope that means extraction shooters and not, but even extraction shooters. If you look at Target,
I'm going to say, so yeah, $250.
I would say
40 to 50?
Well, I was going to say $50 to $60 is where I would hope this game sits at.
Yeah.
If it's cheaper than that, very happy, please.
Yeah.
But that's where I'd be. All right. Well, good luck. I hope people are looking forward to it, and I'll definitely check it out because, again, that genre of game I'm just looking forward to playing personally. All right, let's jump into what's been in our box. I've been playing many games, and I'm excited to hear from you two. Obviously, we'll start with the big one, which is Xbox has released now fully South of Midnight. It's out of its early access phase. Crash, we'll start with you, I guess, with South of Midnight. What do you think?
First of all, very, very gorgeous game. I think the game, I'm not playing with the stop motion setting. I turned that setting off. I just want to put that out there. Don't like that setting. I tried playing it with the setting. Still not a fan of it. But in like with the full, all the frames, very beautiful game. I think the art style works very well in the game format. The combat, when you're in the combat, it looks visually pleasing. The combat feels smooth for the most part. The story is interesting enough. I think what we have here is a very, very solid game from Convulsion from what I've played so far. I'm not super, super deep into it. I'm excited to play more of it. I'm not entirely sure where I'll land on it by the end, but from what I've heard, combat doesn't grow too much, and I think that might be my biggest problem with it. But from what I've played, combat's fun enough and it feels smooth right now.
Okay. Interesting. And are you... I'll ask Despawn. Despawn, you've played it. How many hours in are you?
I don't know hours. I've not looked, but I think I'm like halfway through, should we say?
Okay.
And I think rough reports are like maybe it's like a 15 to 20 hour game. So take from that what you will. Yeah, I'm kind of like to cut straight to the point. The game is gorgeous. I've left on the stop motion style and I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me at all. I think it works really well. The story that they're telling is fantastic. It gets really dark and it touches on some really important like conversations. The weakest thing about this entire game is the gameplay. The combat is borderline pointless. To the point, in fact, I can tell you how pointless it is. I have turned off combat. You can
turn it off.
Yeah, so one of the accessibility settings, there is an option to skip combat. So like there's combat is basically like you jump into an area, it turns into a hub fight, and you have to fight like 5 or 6 enemies, and then you beat them, and it basically cleanses the world as it was.
Yeah, you
can turn off those. Like it gives you an option where you just press the whatever the 2 square menu is, the start menu. And it lets you skip it.
You're a bit deeper than me, and I think you can answer this question, and it'll ultimately decide whether I continue playing with combat on. How much enemy variety is there? Because so far from what I've played, it's basically the same one enemy. They'll just throw different varying amounts at you.
Yeah, it is exactly that. So from what I understand, there's the standard haunts, which are the tall, skinny guys that float around and swipe at you. There's like a blob that fires bugs at you. There's one that like floats around like a squid that will do a spin attack. A slug type, which is just another slow-moving, heavy-hitting one. And then I did come across one new variant that is basically like a big hulking tank that takes swings at you. But it's a bit slow moving. But in regards to how you deal with each one of them, there's not that much variety in it. It is very much a case of swipe it a few times to do a combo, dodge, swipe back in, just keep doing that, rinse and repeat. So yeah, I would say if you want to get through the story and you're enjoying the story, 100% do the combat option. It is a valid option because combat is not the main focus of this game.
I'll say
like there is the boss fights, which I leave on.
No. I have a question.
Go ahead.
Did we not on this podcast?
Yep.
Absolute.
Yep.
What am I gonna say?
You're gonna talk about Hellblade.
Did we not absolutely destroy Hellblade for not having a form of combat, but it had a decent story that we all enjoyed, and now we're just turning off combat?
Here's what I will say. Hellblade would have been a lot better of an experience if you could turn off the combat.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I haven't got deep enough to give you a hard opinion on it yet, is my whole point of view. I 100% agree with you. If the combat ends up being something that's super irrelevant, it hurts the game a lot for me.
That's fair. Like,
that's fine. I have no issue with that. And you being like, hey, this is... Again, you play games how you want to play games. I can't sit here and tell you how to play your games or enjoy your medium. Do you? I'm just saying, from a conversation that we're having on this podcast, I wouldn't say we slagged off, because Hellblade still reviewed pretty well, even by our standards, because of the technical side of it. Yeah, a 7. The technical side of it. But we were like, yo, there's no combat in this game. It's just a movie. Blah, 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 blah. There is combat in this game. Very good.
Yeah, I will say
from what you're saying.
What I've played, the combat in this is better than Hellblade's combat like 3 times over. The little bit I've played, it might get too repetitive to the point where that diminishes and it becomes irrelevant. I thought the combat in this was significantly better than Hellblade from the bit I've played.
I'd agree with that. Yeah, for me, it's very much so. To put it into terms, basically, the story is so good, and I enjoy that story so much in South of Midnight, that when I get to the weakest part of the game, which is the combat, like the combat is legitimately the weakest part of the game, except for the boss fights. Like the boss fights are really good. I really enjoy the boss fights. But yeah, the standard like hub area combat scenarios, there is no variety in them really, and they don't really add anything to the experience for me. Because I'm just more interested in this as a story game than anything else. And I think that story is so good. If we were going to, I'll say, I'd give it the same score as Hellblade. I'd give it a 7 right now. But I think it's because the story elevates it rather than the gameplay bringing it down so much.
Yeah, again, it's hard for me to judge when I haven't played it, and I haven't played it for a good reason. I've been playing other games, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, I don't know, man. Interesting. Okay, interesting. I don't like the idea of turning off combat in something that's there, but because to me that means the combat is bad.
It is.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment to walk away with it. If I'm turning it off, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, it's a 9 out of 10, but I turned off. No, it's like a 7 out of 10 because I turned off combat.
Yeah,
it doesn't change the value of the experience.
Are you not turning off half of the game? I haven't played it, so I'm asking. This is a genuine question. Yeah. Are you not turning off half of the game?
I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
Like the combat, I'd say the combat's more filler than anything else. Like it's padding. Like I think the way that they handle traversal is quite interesting, and the way that you get different abilities and unlock those that kind of play into it is really fun. And it's like these combat X sections just feel like added like filler. That I'll be honest, one of the things that does disappoint me outside of the combat is that collectibles and things like that are all geared towards just unlocking skills in combat, and it's not really playing into anything outside of that. So now all the traversal and exploration is kind of redundant because except for as a completionist.
But that's because you're choosing to turn off half the game.
Yeah, because the half a game that I'm turning off isn't as fun. Again,
Sure,
I'm coming into this. It's play a game how you want to play it, right? I come into this game because I want the story, and I'm enjoying the story so much, I just want to get into the next story beat. I don't want to be weighed down by being bored by the combat. I want to get into that next story beat.
I have a question for Mr. Finish Games, right? Big proponent of Finish Games. Yeah, it's definitely me. I finish all the games I play. Here's the thing. If I come to a crossroads where it's like, I can finish South of Midnight, but the only way I'm going to finish it is turning off the combat, or I can just stop playing it altogether. Which would be a more suitable response for you?
For me personally, I think you should turn the game off and never play it again.
Okay. I don't disagree.
The idea, and again, I haven't played it, so I'm coming at this from just hearing you talk about this to me is mind-boggling. Let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. New video game comes out. You've played it the game's only 15 hours long, 12 to 15 hours long. And you've gone, this is so bad, I'm just turning this whole portion of the game off. To me, that's crazy.
No, I don't disagree.
To me, that is absolutely mental. At that point, just turn the game off. You don't like the game. You don't like the game. You like the cutscenes.
We're gonna be 100% real here, right? There's no way that if I turned off the combat, I would have kept playing that game. Let's be 100% real. In the scenario where South of Midnight, in the scenario that I do turn off that combat, there's no world in which I finish it.
No, of course not. No, I know, but I'm just, I'm trying to wrap my head at these points. I promise you, I'm not judging you. You do whatever the hell you want and play the game however the hell you feel like. I'm just saying, to me, that is completely mental.
Okay.
I get both sides of it. I get why you would be like it's a game. You're supposed to play the game.
I get that.
But I think from Despawn's perspective, he's not
enjoying it.
It's
so
a graphic novel
it.
to a degree. But he likes the story and he likes the world and he wants to experience that.
Sure.
And I will also point out, I am in a position where I have very limited time to play games. I've got 3 other games I've got to play on the go, but I also want to finish this game because A, I'm enjoying the story so much, and B, it's an Xbox title. I want to have something to discuss on this goddamn podcast.
But okay,
if I can get through that experience, let me finish. If I can get through that experience quicker by turning off the one section that I don't like, and again, it doesn't just turn it off; it gives me the option to skip it when I'm in it. It's not like I can't do it if I still want to do it.
Here's the problem with what you're saying. You want to have the experience to talk about. You are not having the full experience to talk about.
But I've had enough of the experience to say that the gameplay is not for me.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying on a personal level, but you're saying for the podcast to have a discussion, you aren't having a discussion on the full experience because you're skipping the combat. But I get what you're saying. I completely get what you're saying.
I get that, but let me say that I have done enough of the combat to know what the combat's about. Because I don't just skip it every scenario. If I go into a combat section and I see there's a new enemy type, I'll fight that enemy type. But if I go into a new combat section and see it's the same 4 or 5 enemies that I'm fighting, I'll be like, right, I've done this 12 times already. Let me skip it and carry on. I'm not skipping it wholesale. I'm not just going in skip. I will go into those sections and go, right, this is a new boss, a new enemy type.
That's way more context. That's way more context already than you just gave to I skip context. I skip combat. That's what you said was there's an option in the game that lets you skip combat, so I skip combat. Now you're saying a total different statement.
Okay. I will also, to clarify again,
most of the combat.
I skipped most of the combat, and for the first 3 or 4 hours I didn't. I had the combat on. So I played through a lot of those sections with the combat. So enough for me to know that it doesn't change.
That's fair.
So when I get to the point and I'm enjoying enough of the story to be right, I'm just playing this for the story. And I think the story's good enough just to play it for the story.
Again, Go on.
To be fair to Despawn, it is an option in the game. It is a way the developers intended for you to be able to play the game.
No, we're not doing
Yes,
that. We're not
yes,
doing that.
yes.
We're not doing that. There's an
Yes.
option. There's an option there. That's not the way it's intended to be played.
It's an option, though.
There's
There's an intention.
Wait. There's an
like
option between there's an option and the way it was intended. Do not confuse the two. There is an option to do it. Okay, no problem. Shout out to the developers for giving options to people.
See,
no problem.
here's
But do not confuse that it's the way it's intended to be played.
okay, Fix. Now I'm gonna have a question for you. What difficulty
Sure.
do you usually choose on games?
Normal.
Oh, but that's not the way most games are designed. Most games are designed with hard.
100%, hard. 100%.
So you'd say you wouldn't have the right experience with the game?
I don't think I do have the right experience with the game. No.
Fair.
I think this is a great.
I
I
can't
think this is
argue
a great. No, I think that's a great conversation to be had because I agree with you. There's so many times, and I think we as reviewers and things of that nature, right? We get games come to us and we're like, oh, the combat doesn't feel quite right. And it's like, yeah, motherfucker, because you're not playing it on hard mode where you're meant to... Like, that doesn't exist. I'm still here, don't worry. We're like...
Repeat that.
My internet's having a poop. I'm sorry, this episode. Because the developer made this game and this combat system with hard mode as the basis, right? But you don't play it like that, but yet we still review the game and be like, oh, the combat's not deep enough. Like, because you didn't play it the way it was intended to be made. But there's a difference between not playing something the way it's intended to be played and not playing it at all.
But you have the platform stuff.
Sure. I get
what you're saying.
Playing the game and seeing this option for myself and having all of that context, I don't think I will fully understand it. But
that's fair.
You should probably play the game.
I think
I will buy
in my head
other things.
In my head, and I don't think this is what you're doing, Fix.
No, we'll get there.
In my head, what you're doing is you're equating the way Despawn's playing this game to watching a playthrough on YouTube. Is the way I process what you're saying. Because you are not playing the game. And I do not think that's a one-to-one.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's not what I'm trying to say. If that is how it's coming across, sure, that's not what I'm trying to say. All I'm saying is we sat on this podcast and we give our opinion on games and things of that nature, right? And we sat there and we absolutely slated Hellblade for not having combat and not having enough combat. Whether or not the combat's good, bad, or anything in between, we just sat there being like, this doesn't even have enough. It's just a story being told to us. This game was designed with combat in mind and telling a story, and you go, nope. That to me is crazy.
Yeah, to me it seems fine.
To me,
to be fair,
sure.
Even with Hellblade,
I think the audience is going to agree with me.
Even with Hellblade, Despawn was more on the positive with Hellblade than me and you.
Yeah,
by a large amount from what I recall.
Mm-hmm.
I would have gave it a 6, I think.
Yeah. But I mean even
8,
just the way Despawn talked about the game, he was a lot more positive than me and you in general. So I get what you're saying, but I don't think, because you're misconstruing the overall conversation we had with the podcast with Despawn specifically.
No. I'm not. It's not just that. It's not just that. What I'm saying is like, when I go into an experience, I know what I'm getting into, right? I play a Telltale game. I know there's going to be very limited amount of combat, and I'm going into that for a story. This game is a AAA, AA, probably AA. I don't know where does Compulsion sit nowadays? Probably AA. I would probably say.
Microsoft.
It's what? Yeah, but different. What? Psychonauts, Double Fine. They're not a AAA.
No. Indie mentality with a I think
they're still indie with like so you put them as a double A, right?
Capital AA, yeah.
Capital AA.
There you go.
Sure, okay, fine. Well, they probably had the AAA budget, let's be honest. So we probably have to put it in a AAA. But I think I've lost my train of thought, which is really annoying. It's just wild to me. It's just wild to me. Yeah. But I look forward to playing it myself. I put it this way. There are not many games that I come out of the gameplay loop of going, I'm now satisfied with that after 50 hours, 40 hours. Like 9 times out of 10, it gets repetitive. Gears of War, love that game. But the campaign from start to finish gets repetitive.
Yeah. The difference
it's just me moving through the map.
Yeah, but the difference is none of the games give you the option to turn it off. Like
but you're telling wait. So you're telling me you get a brand new Gears of War game.
Mm-hmm.
The because your argument is it's repetitive and boring.
No, that's your argument. I don't think Gears of War is repetitive and boring. I enjoyed the
I'm saying I'm saying
I know what you mean. South of Midnight. Yeah.
South of Midnight is repetitive and boring.
I really, really think you have to experience the combat, because I get what you're trying to do with the Gears of War comparison. Gears of War
any game, take out
scenarios,
Gears of War.
but they put you. Any game puts you in different scenarios. From what I've played and from what it sounds like Despawn's saying, it is the same scenario on repeat. You go into the same arena, fight the same things, slight different variations.
Nothing changes.
It's the same. There is no variation. I get what you're saying, but from my understanding, it is not a one-to-one.
Okay. So the first fight to the 40th fight is the same fight. There's just more people in that fight. That's it. Nothing really substantially changes from the first fight to the last fight. The only thing that stands out, the only thing that stands out is the boss fights. You have the option to skip the boss fights as well. I will not turn that option on. So the boss fights are phenomenal. I'm going to try and not use fantastic anymore.
Phenomenal.
Even better than fantastic.
I have. From the amount you've played, and it'll be hard for you to say until you finish the whole game, would it have been better as a tighter experience without the general combat and just the boss fights, and been like a boss sim game with the platforming in between?
Fundamentally, yes. Because again, on paper, the combat takes away from the experience for me. The fact that I can take away the combat is just good for me. I think it's depending on what we look for in games as well. Like, I am very much a story person when it comes to games. So like, if there's something getting in the way of me enjoying a story, I'm going to mark it down even more. And gameplay does that for me in this. Whereas, in other games, like you said, I enjoy the combat. Like, you use Gears as an example. I still enjoy that combat. The moment to moment, like slicing somebody in half with a chainsaw will be fun the 50th time you do it. Whereas unraveling a Hain in South of Midnight the 50th time, you feel like it's the 50th time.
You also have to unravel every enemy you kill. It's incredibly infuriating.
Yeah,
as
it's
a
tedious
small side note. I really dislike that fact, but
yeah,
I can see where you're coming from. I think when you play it, you'll understand it more.
I 100%. I want to be very clear. I 100% see where he is coming from. It's still mind-boggling to turn off an option to turn off part of the game. To me,
I get it. No, I get it.
To me, because I play games for story as well. I'm probably more than probably everybody on this podcast. I play games for story. That's how I get the majority of my game. Different stories. I'm not be playing a bunch of indie games for those stories, but that's why I play video games. I play video games for their stories. That is why I play.
To be fair, this has become an accessibility thing, and it's been creeping up in different ways where you can skip mini games and you can skip you can't die, you can ignore this mechanic. I think this is just an addition to it. I don't think this will be something we'll see super, super frequently.
No. I will say the option is in the accessibility menu. So it's not just a gameplay. We know gameplay's rubbish, turn it off kind of thing. It's like if you are struggling playing this game with combat in it, you've got the option to turn it off. I just also found it useful when I got bored of doing that combat loop over and over again to just turn it off and get on with everything else. That's all.
Yeah. No, I get it. I'm trying to think about it from bro, this game cannot touch your top 10 list.
No,
it can't.
Well,
I think it literally can't. It can't touch your top 10 list. It can't. No. And I'm thinking about just from us, like our arguments and things like that, right? Like you turn off a whole portion of the game, which you choose to skip. Which not only you choose to skip it, it then makes everything else that you're doing in the world pointless.
Yep. Oh, I agree. Like the story could be a 10 out of 10, but this game would probably be nowhere near even the top 20 at this point.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know. It'd be weird, because I don't know how good this story is going to get. But right now, I'm really enjoying it. But unless this takes a fundamental, this is Oscar-worthy writing. It's not touching.
I think even
if it does,
it's a game. It's judged as a game, not a narrative. Your personal top 10 list, sure.
I can do what I want.
Oh no, sure.
Yeah, but there's no argument for the MXAM.
My personal
my Xbox to me, there's no argument.
Yeah, MXAM. Again, agreed. I could say for my. I want to get past this because we're almost 40 minutes into the podcast and we've touched one subject. But it's very much a case of
it's a big subject.
It is. You're right. But it's very much a case of my experience with the game is better because I'm not having to deal with the bad part. And personally, if the story keeps going in the direction it will be, as a story, it could be great. Like, I wish the gameplay was better, but no, it's not going to be a top 10.
I will say the gameplay looks and feels very smooth, so knowing that it doesn't evolve is actually makes the combat even more disappointing to a degree. Because like dodging, all that stuff, it feels and visually is very, very satisfying.
Yeah, the moment-to-moment sections of fighting is fine. Like, it's good. But the problem is that lack of progression in it, or iteration in it. Like I said, fight 1 to fight 40 is the same fight. And it's just like, that's where the disappointment comes from. It's like, if I knew that my fights would be evolving as I went through the game, then I would 100% leave that combat on for the entire experience. It's just the fact that I know it's not the main focus of the game for me, and it's like the fact that I don't have to do it is just it's a bonus to me. Again, like I say, play it yourself, make your own decision.
Like, oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure we'll talk about it again next week after Six plays it.
Yeah, when you're 2 hours in and then you've turned the combat off and you agree with me wholeheartedly.
I will promise you.
Yeah, Fix
will die on that flag now, especially after.
Not because of this. I won't. There is no way on. It doesn't matter.
No, I get it.
Move on. There's no way. Blueprints. Talk about that, Despawn. I'm hearing amazing things. Another game on Game Pass. Puzzle game. Talk to me.
Game of the year. That's all I'm telling you. I don't want to spoil a single thing about this game. Tell you what it is, though. It's a puzzle game. It's an escape room. It's a roguelike. It's a deep, hidden story. Like, it's gorgeous, like, art style. Every run feels like you're learning something new. I have made more notes in playing this game just to try and solve mysteries within the game than I've done for any game ever. Like, I can, like... Let me see if I can find it. I won't show any too much because I don't want to spoil anything for anyone who's playing it. But like, we're talking like notes upon notes. Like, I'm making notes on this game, and none of it feels like it's wasted. It's like
instant turn off.
I'm making notes.
I knew as soon as I mentioned puzzle game that you wouldn't be like, "Nah, I'm good."
No. So okay, let me defend myself. Haley, I showed Haley the trailer for this while we was waiting at the boot sale, and she was like, "Oh my god, this looks amazing! I want to play it." I said, "I tell you what, I don't want to play it, but why don't we make this a sit down together game where she plays it and I'm just there to experience it alongside her?"
Yeah, I would say that is the best way for you to experience it.
And I'm like, I am not taking notes.
What I will say, like, I feel like if I restarted my runs on stream and just played it as an on-stream game, having chat behind you to like, all right, like, don't forget that this thing means that in that room, and this thing means this in this room, and the way that different rooms kind of connect to each other. In like, so you'd find like again, no spoilers. That's the thing. I don't want to spoil a single puzzle in this game because it's those like learning those different things. But there's like, let's say like a breaker room. Like links to a other room, and if you go into that room, the lights turn off, but if you go back to the breaker box, you can turn the lights back on, and then you can find hidden mysteries which will give you a passcode to get into a different room, and like you'll find hidden photos around the building, and it's like, I don't know how they've done it because it feels like every run is random, but the way that all the rooms link together in such a specific way is so well done. And the more you play it and you start like unpiecing this like a whole other story that's happening behind the game as well, that's not really part of what your end goal is. It's just happening around the game. But like you're unlocking bit by bit of like this whole thing that's happening with this family that used to own this house and stuff. And it's again, going back to my new word of phenomenal. It is legitimately phenomenal how they've done this. There's when I talk about like there's certain games where like I don't understand how the developers have done it. Like I think I did this with, I think it was Viewfinder, with the way that they did the technical aspect of this, how they've done the writing and the puzzle. Like it feels like a board game, legitimately like a board game. Like this feels like one of those, a co-op board game that you play together with your friends. kind of thing, but you're playing it solo and you're trying to unlock this mystery, and it is legit the best game this year I've played. Legitimately. Like, it is. I would say try it. Like, do the thing with Haley, sit down with her, let her play it, and yeah, you be there. Or you play it and she makes notes and gives you guidance, whatever it is. But like, this is something that everyone needs to experience. And the fact that everyone can as well, like, it's on Game Pass, it's on PS Plus, it's super cheap on Steam.
I'm going to ask something that I don't know if you know the answer to. Is it on standard Game Pass?
No, I do not know the answer to that. I think it's. I can check.
Let me check.
But yeah, you'll check. But yeah, it is on Ultimate for sure because I've been playing it on PC as well. Also playing it in cloud. Cloud's terrible. Like, I don't know if it was just my internet playing up that day, but probably just stick to doing it natively.
You beat it?
No. God, no.
Okay. I was going to ask how long it is. How much time have you put into it so far? Because I want to play it. It sounds like something that I would actually enjoy. I just don't know.
So this is my problem. I had plans this weekend, so I've been trying to squeeze in runs between those plans, like I was doing my garden and stuff. So I feel like, so in game, I'm on like day 15 or 16, I think I am already. Each run takes about, like, it can take from like 5 minutes to like 15 to 20. But yeah, so there's different, like, depends. I couldn't tell you the exact time I've put into it, but yeah, like 15 in-game days as it was. So 15 runs so far.
Next week on the podcast, I'll have thoughts and I'll have my own notebook here, and me and Despawn will spend the podcast comparing notes.
Like 100%.
It is on standards.
Okay, there you go. Play it. Everyone, play this game. Like, if I legit want to do a spoiler cast for this game when we, whoever rolls credits and stuff like that, because I feel like there's going to be
before.
No, but this one I feel like is going to be perfect for that, because it's going to be. I feel like there's so many mysteries in this game that none of us will touch, or already one person will touch, or will come at it from a different angle. Because this game is so well written in that regard that I think there's so much scope here to have a full in-depth conversation. I've seen like talk of people do it. I'm not saying I'm going to ever do this because I don't have the time, but I've seen like people saying like 140, 150 hours in this game and still not unlocking everything. End credits apparently is like 20, 30 hours. You can do it quicker. Like, there is an achievement to complete the run in the first day. I did look through the achievement list. So it is possible to do it, but like, yeah, but I think that would lose the like part of the experience of this game.
I don't know if you can tell me this without spoiling. How do your runs end in the game? Because I don't really know anything other than you're exploring the house and it's like a puzzle.
Yeah, did you die? Yeah, good. Yeah. You choke on that wall.
Sorry, I'm dying.
He's physically showing us what happens in the game.
So the way that it works, each run, you start off with like 50 steps that you can do, and every time you enter a room, you lose a step.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like you take 50 steps and you lose, but it's like every room entrance is a step. So and then again, if you get into that scenario, you have to backtrack for any reason. You're losing more steps. So like the way that the game works is, I can say the basic gameplay premise.
Yeah,
you go in through the front door of this mansion. You get 3 doors in the room, and you go up to the door, choose to open it. Once you choose to open that door, you get 3 random cards, which are basically what the next room will be. So it could be like maybe a bedroom, it could be a closet space, it could be just a hallway, it could be a boiler room, it could be like various different things. And each room has like one of like, it could be like it could be a dead end, it could have 3 entrances so you can go all directions again. It could only have one like corner turning kind of thing. So you kind of have to, that's where the roguelite element of it comes in. So like you kind of have to build your path to get.
Yeah.
So the goal is to get to the 46th room. There's a room right at the top of the mansion that is basically locked off. And as you work your way towards it, you kind of like unlock abilities to unlock that door and things like that. So the idea is to get to that 46th room, but obviously you only get like certain cards that you can use to get like the certain pathway, and sometimes you'll just get completely blocked off and you'll have to start the run. So if you run out of steps, the game automatically call it a day, so it ends the run. You can get certain rooms which will give you extra steps. If you get blocked off, you can obviously end it early, so you can just start a new run. So that's basically the loop, is like you going through the rooms and trying to get to this end door and get out of like the mansion and find the 46th room.
Okay. I will definitely play it with Haley. It sounds like a me and her. It sounds like definitely a her game.
Yeah.
That I'll be able to sort of be like, don't forget.
Yeah.
Forget this.
Yeah. There is I will say there is a. No, I'm not going to say anything. Just play
There's
the
a
game.
mode that lets you skip all the puzzles fixed.
Yeah, there's a mode that lets you skip.
option
No,
inside it.
yeah, you can just skip to the 46 room. It's great. It's fun. I've done it 4 times. It's the best way to play it. No, I was going to say there's certain rooms that you should definitely aim for, like, and things like that. But I'm not going to say anything. I just legit, like, I can't stress enough how I want everyone to experience this game, whether you like it or not. I think you should at least try it. And the fact that it's so accessible right now, again, like I say, would have been on all of the services that you can get access to. Relatively cheap on Steam. I think it's super cheap on Steam. I'm actually thinking about just buying it on Steam so I can play it on my Steam Deck again. That's how much I'm enjoying this game. I just want the ability to go lay in bed and just play it.
That's how roguelikes get you. I've noticed that everybody who gets super into any roguelike, be it what was the card one that came out with the Jokers, Balatro, or Slay the Spire or something like that, they'll buy it on literally every device they have so they can just feed that addiction randomly. That's how roguelikes get you.
22.49.
Yep.
Right now.
Yep.
So there you go.
Yep.
All right.
I'm staring at Steam right now.
Fresh. Anything else you've been playing?
No, I've been really busy this week. We did play, and I don't think we talked about it on the podcast, Section 1.
Schedule 1.
Schedule 1. So not Section 1, Schedule 1.
You're right, we did play it together. Yeah.
That was fun. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Dude.
It was a really, really fun time.
I knew it was a fun time because you played for 5 hours and you don't play games for that long with us anymore. Like I've never, I don't think in years at this point have you been on stream for 5 hours straight.
Yeah, that was just fun. That was just the time flew by.
Yeah. So if you don't know what Schedule 1 is, it's the new drug dealer simulation type game. Imagine South Park mixed with Breaking Bad. Fully 4-player co-op, and you're building your drug empire. It's in early access right now, only on Steam. I guarantee this game makes it to console because it's just blown up. I believe it's just a one-man development team though. So don't know how long that will take to get to console, but I guarantee it does eventually. I don't
think so.
No, it will. Drug Dealer Simulator made it to console.
What?
Drug Dealer Simulator, I think, came to console.
That's not why. I think it's because it's a one-person developer.
Oh no, I think you scale that team up, bro.
Oh, that's
it sold it sold literally 2.5 million copies already.
That's fair. I didn't realize it sold that.
They could just outsource that. Like that's
what I was gonna say.
The porting, yeah.
But the game itself, I'll be honest. I've played it now solo, co-op with Haley, and then co-op with you guys. And play on co-op with you guys has been the most fun. And all I did really was sit in there and just fucking do the mixtures. Really, that's all I did for 5 hours. I just sat in one room mixing drugs the whole time. But hearing you and Despawn like bicker like fucking children about who's gonna go to this dealer and who's gonna hand off this and where's that and where's that. And I absolutely love that game, and we have to play it again because again, we're on the first drug, like we're only at weed, and there's also meth and there's other stuff. New update just came out as well, which has put like a pawn shop. I think the pawn shop's open now, and it's like that game is just gonna keep growing. So.
Did you say pawn shop?
Pawn shop, PAWN.
Okay, I wasn't sure which one you said. Okay,
that shop. No, that's in update 3.
Yeah, that's the strip club coming soon, I'm sure.
Next up, the casino.
I'm planning it.
The casino
there is a casino. The casino was hilarious.
That casino movie,
If you haven't watched the VOD, go and watch the VOD of that live stream. Honestly, so much fun, so many jokes and just dumb moments.
We are 100% doing a session too.
Oh, we have to. We have to. 100%. But I want to talk about a little game which I know Despawn's definitely played and I have played, which is called Into the Dead: Our Darkest Days. This game is special. What a special game. And it's crazy, right? because this was one of the Steam Next games. And again, someone might be listening and be like, yo, half these games don't even come to Xbox. Xbox is a PC at this point. We're talking about all games that we've been playing. Get over it. Bro, that game is mad.
So good. It's like State of Decay meets This War of Mine in like the 80s, and it's the best thing ever. I mean, I think for a better analogy, maybe look at like Fallout Shelter meets State of Decay. Like the way that you're building out your shelter and upgrading it and that kind of thing to kind of keep everyone happy and alive in this one. But then also going out into the world and like surviving zombie outbreaks is just, oh man. It is special. I want to say, shout out to
Dead Good.
Dead Good, thank you. My brain just went there. I was trying, thank you to Dead Good for providing codes. But yeah, no, I've been putting a lot of time into this one as well. This is, like I say, when I've got 12 games, I want to skip Combat in South Midnight. This is why, because I want to come back to this. I just want to play this and Blueprints.
Sure. Go on, Crash.
So I watched Despawn play a little bit from the stream. It looks interesting. Do you both think I would like it?
I don't know.
No, I don't know either. It's really hard.
Yeah. How do you feel about base management? Well, firstly, how do you feel about State of Decay?
I like the concept of State of Decay. The problem is I went into State of Decay 2 for co-op.
But I was going to say, yeah, no, that's not really that.
Here's my question. Here's my checklist really quick. Do you like zombies?
They're all right.
Okay, then you don't care about this game. Sorted. Okay. Done.
Got it.
It pretty much, it's a survival game. Resource management.
Yeah.
But done in a side-scrolling world. Like,
that's fair. What I saw looked interesting, but I was like, I don't know if it's 100% for me.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's not crash interesting for you. For me, though, it's like it's a breath of fresh air for me. Of like someone who's been waiting for State of Decay 3, enjoys resource management games, enjoys the whole idea of permadeath and things like that, which I didn't remember. I went into this game with no knowledge at all, Crash. So I've picked my first two characters, don't know the control schemes, sent a guy out, they've died, and I'm screaming, wait, they're dead? That's it? Then I go back to the house, and one of my characters is grieving because their daughter's now dead. And I now have to manage that alongside them being hungry and them being tired, and then I'm not knowing that you then go out and recruit and did all this other stuff, right? So it was just a mind-blowing experience for me, like as a fun experience. But yeah, I don't know if it's a hard one because I don't think State of Decay is like a great example for it because State of Decay is open world. Like it's a move around Fallout shelter with. No, I get why you say State of Decay though, with like the resource side of State of Decay.
Like you have to go out and like hunt for resources and like it's that risk reward of like, do you try and make your way through the entire area or the entire building to get all the resources, or do you just go a little bit in and then scoot out and then you've let end that day? And like the way the day-night cycle works of like you can do like certain tasks in your base that take a certain amount of time. So like you could build a barricade which will take the entire morning. Or you could do it for the night as well and like fully shore up your base, but then that person will get super tired. So you then got to manage that. And it's very like if you like that kind of like the idea of like micromanaging a base, and then also, but like I say, with the addition of like permadeath, stealth, combat is fine. I think like it's that very much
weakest part of this game.
Like full on hand to hand combat is the weakest part, but I feel like the stealth combat is like the best part of it. Well, not the best part of it. The best part of the combat is like the way that you can like you have to kind of like close off rooms so that other zombies around you don't hear you, and like plan how you take out each of these zombies, because the only way you can move area into like certain buildings is by wiping out all the zombies in that building. And it's like, again, like I say, it's that risk reward in these kind of games that I love. And yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. I'm getting into the point now where as well, I'm learning about like the escape story. Like there's an end game in each of these runs that I'm learning about. So yeah, I'm starting to like fill out these tasks, and it's just like, yeah, there's a lot in this game, and it's only early access at the moment, which is like exciting for me. Because knowing what is in the game already and seeing what they're bringing to it in the future, like, yeah, no, I'm super hyped for this one.
beautiful, absolutely stunning.
Absolutely,
By
yeah.
the way.
The lighting makes this game what it is. Like on a graphical front, it is so well done.
Yeah, there's a few things I would like them to add, but yeah, it's a really remarkable game. It is. I've been really enjoying what I played of it. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, Crash. I don't know if it's a
Yeah,
you
'cause
game or not.
I like base management. I like managing resources. I played a good bit of Pal World when that was out, and there is a lot
Yeah.
of that in it. Minus the permadeath. I like permadeath in games. I've always been a fan of it in XCOM, so that doesn't bother me. It is more so I was just. It's one of those things where I feel like I want to play it, but I don't know if when I play it, it'll be like, oh, this isn't really a me game.
You'll know instantly if it's for you or not.
The things that you just said there, I say you will probably enjoy this game. Like the way
I
that
still
you
think
talk,
you have to enjoy zombies though.
I feel like the zombie premise makes like it adds that extra oomph to it, but I feel like in another scenario this would still work. And I think like all the different elements that they've got in the game are still good enough for it to be an enjoyable experience, even if you don't necessarily like vibe with zombies like we do, like me and you.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I still think check it out if you can. Like I say, early access, cheapest it's going to be for a while, I think. Give it a go. I will say for those that care, like again, I feel like this is my new regular thing. Works fantastic on Steam Deck.
Yeah, fuck the Steam Deck right now, bro. like, cool. Who cares? Like,
some
who cares?
people might. Some people do.
You got a new toy.
You know what?
Great.
It's old at this point.
Talking about it. You wanna know why Fix got all those toys behind him and he doesn't load them up at all?
I do. I've been playing it on Steam Deck, but I just don't think it's relevant to be like, yo.
I don't know.
Everybody listening to this podcast, I want you guys to know that Fix does not want to give you guys information and inform you on the quality of games in certain aspects.
In the comments below, do you give
know.
a fuck if a game runs on Steam Deck well
You
or
don't
not?
say yes.
On my
Still.
Xbox and Me podcast.
Say yes, still, please.
Don't try.
And rate us 5 stars on podcast reviews.
Of course.
That one.
I got one more game to talk about very quickly. I got a code. I got a code for you guys as well, but we didn't play it yet. For Rematch, the brand new football game from the Seafood developer. It's interesting, man. It's interesting. I haven't played an arcade football game in years. They don't make them anymore. Like FIFA pretty much is dominated. Even PES doesn't exist like that anymore. FIFA's pretty much dominated the football space now for many years. It's fun. Like beyond. It doesn't deserve. No. Sorry, that's bad wording. Like. I didn't expect it to be this fun. It's a little janky. It's a little wonky for somebody who plays football games. But that's kind of the fun of it.
Yeah.
It's not. This isn't made for people who play football games religiously.
No.
It's made as that middle ground of people like, I watch football sometimes. It could be cool, sort of situation.
From
it's
what I've
Rocket
seen,
League.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's 100%. That's what I was going
no.
to say. From watching you play it and seeing like the fun that you've had with it, I feel like it's Rocket League in a FIFA skin, kind of.
Not FIFA skin, but yeah, in a football skin.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like I love the like I say, it's the Rocket League style camera angle of you like the behind the shoulder kind of following the player. You'll be able to speak better on like the control scheme, but it looks like it's an interesting, unique take on it.
It's weird because like
funny as hell.
It's weird because like it was like, oh, play with a keyboard and mouse. Like don't play like someone was like play with a controller, and I was like, all right, so I'm playing it with a controller, and I played one match with keyboard and mouse. I was like, oh my god, this game's so much better with a keyboard and mouse. But you wouldn't think that based on it being a football game. Just the way that you shoot and things like that. It was a lot of fun, and obviously they got open comms as well. I hope they put in push to talk and stuff, but they have that. So I'm like screaming and shouting. One of my teammates is screaming and shouting at me as well, and like we're just taking the mick the whole time. Even if you do not like football, I generally think if you've got 3 friends who do like football or 2 friends that do like football, and then you've got the one guy that doesn't, you can just be there to take the piss the whole time. Like you really can. Like you can switch in goal at any point. So like whoever's nearest to the goal plays sweeper, and then as soon as you go in the goal, it puts the goalie gloves on you, and it's just that that fluidness of like, it's not you're the striker, you're the defender, you're the midfielder, you're the goalkeeper. It's just like, no, it's 5-a-side football or 4-a-side football.
That's 5.
Go and have you can play 4-a-side as well.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's 2 different modes. There's a 4v4 and a 5v5.
Okay.
Go have fun. Like literally. And yeah, no, it doesn't have, I don't think it had the business in my mind of being as good as it was. I expected to play this, come away and be like, what the hell was this crap? This rematch game? Stupid.
I remember when this was first shown, you were very you were like, this is gonna be horrible, it's gonna be so bad.
And it is. Like, it is horrible
comparatively to like those
that's
games.
The fun of it. But like generally, like that is like it's like the maps changing every 2 like the hub cube is changing when you score a goal. It's got like FIFA Streety type skill moves that just make no absolute sense. It's got a sort of like a red card football approach to tackling, which if you don't know what red card football was, it was like an old school PS2 game where like you're just slide tackling people from behind, and which would be a foul in normal football. In this, there is no fouls. You're just slide tackling people out of nowhere. Just the objective is just get the ball. So like it throws all of the rules out of football, and you just have fun and score goals. You're like you're rewarded for passing, assisting, and scoring goals. Like you shouldn't be getting points based on passing the ball to the right teammates. That's how hard it is to pass the ball to the right teammates in this game.
Yeah, it is that pure like ridiculous arcade action that you say you expect from like a Rocket League or something similar to that, but in just like a football wrapper. It looks fantastic. Like I could see it being a ton of fun. Yeah.
Coming to Game Pass, I believe it's coming today. I believe so. Maybe I made that up. Did I make that up?
I don't know. Did you make that up?
Check. I hope not. I'm pretty sure it's coming to Game Pass.
Rematch is launching into Game Pass in June.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So absolutely everyone try this game when it comes out. June 19th. Definitely check it out. Lots and lots of fun. Yeah. We should play.
Yeah.
Even if we play for a couple of hours, I think it would just be hilarious to like me trying to actually take it serious and win, and you guys just being like, "Know what I'm doing."
How long's the
just gone over the corner having a conversation?
Yeah, like can we just leave him? Can we just leave him? Yeah. I was gonna say, how long is this early access thing open for?
I don't know. I have to read the email. I don't know. I don't remember. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. But I'm saying if it's still open and we can all get into it at some point soon, then I'm down for it.
Cool. Yeah. Let's do it. All right, let's get into this week's dashboard. We probably won't do all the news because we've gone long, but we'll do a couple of the big parts. Number one being Xbox Game Showcase, followed by The Outer Worlds 2, is coming to be live on June 8th, which is obviously huge. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time. This obviously follows on from the Starfield Direct that we got back in 2023, 24? Can't remember. 24. When was the last one of these? 24? Yeah. Like the Outer Worlds 2 getting its own direct after this is obviously big. It's a big move from them. This is the new approach, I guess, from Xbox, which is like we have our showcase where we showcase a bunch of different stuff, and then we focus on one of our first party titles. We've done it now with Starfield. We're going to do the Outer Worlds. I wonder what else. Call of Duty.
Call of Duty was 2024. Wasn't Starfield 2023?
23.
Yeah, you'd be right.
Yeah. Call of Duty was 24. You're right. But yeah, so obviously excited for this. This is obviously for people who are not in the know. This is our E3 showcase, pretty much, right? This is what this is. I'm excited. I'm excited. There's lots to be spoken about. And lots more to see from games that have even been delayed that we might just get a little bit more of a look of, right?
I'm so excited for 4 more seconds of Silksong.
All jokes aside, gonna be the title with the black background.
Yeah, still coming 2025. Scratch it. 6. Yeah. Do you think Silksong gets more showcase here? Like I know we'll talk about all the other stuff, but like because I know that they've got the publishing deal for it, so.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Yeah, I know we got like 4 seconds in the Nintendo Direct recently for the Switch 2.
Yeah. Which
was the big thing. It's like, it's still alive and it's still coming 2025. Do you feel like they just did that to gear people up for this?
No, I think this is a separate thing, right? That was just a case of like it's coming to Switch 2. This I think you'll probably see a little bit more of it. But does anyone want to have a pizza bet with me?
Don't know what's the pizza bet.
Yeah, you gotta like.
I do like pizza.
I believe we will finally see more. I say more, we'll finally see pretty much Everwild here.
Ooh.
That is
Does everyone remember? Rare is working on Everwild.
Apparently.
I'm not taking a pizza bet on Everwild of it not showing up or showing up. I got no
That's
clue
what I'm
about
saying.
that game. I have no
Who
gut
knows at
feeling
this
about
point?
it at all.
Yeah.
We will see Everwild. We will see it, I swear.
If we're chucking out pizza bets, I think we see Final Fantasy VII Remake here.
No, that's a shoe-in.
Yeah.
Locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded.
Guaranteed.
Mhm.
There's no way it doesn't happen.
It's so funny when Phil gets up there.
We've got Final Fantasy 14 again.
7
Nine.
remake, and it's like one of the old
It's a HD
remakes of the
remaster.
original game. Yeah.
Excuse me, boys. I'll have you know we already have that on Xbox. So how dare you?
Yeah.
No, I'm excited for this showcase. I actually am. Will we see more State of Decay? Will we see more Fable? Will we see Everworld?
Yes, and
There's
no.
a few yes, and no. I
I
don't know.
don't know if we see Everwild. At this point, I don't know if it still exists.
I
No,
think
it
we would have
does.
heard about it.
You would
not
know if it
existing.
didn't exist.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Rare are a big ass studio. Trust me, we would hear about layoffs.
I don't think they would have been.
I
don't think we would have been able to. That would have gotten swept under the rug.
Which is crazy. But yeah, no, I am excited for this. We'll obviously be doing a watch along for it, which will be fun as always. We'll do a prediction episode closer to the showcase. But yeah, mark your calendars, June 8th, Sunday, June 8th. So that should be a good one. Next one. Critics have slammed it, but Minecraft movie just broke all the box offices. Despawn. Have you seen it?
No.
Crash, have you seen it?
No.
No, me either. I haven't seen it either. But it's doing crazy numbers. 301 million, I believe, is the big total right now. I think it's surpassed Mario, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think it's the biggest earning video game movie.
I haven't got too much to add on this. It's a hard one. Like, I do actually want to watch it because the critics are being pretty negative on it, but I think, do you know what the big thing about this is? Does this not just remind us that Minecraft is Minecraft? Mm-hmm. Because I think we forgot. I do think us gamers, this video game that came out and we all owned 1,000 times, and it's kind of just still existing. People still play it, still making money with the new microtransaction stuff they put in it, skins, these realms, all this other stuff. And then a film like this comes out, and you're like, oh yeah, there's a reason Microsoft bought this for £1 billion or dollars or whatever it was.
I mean, just to go back to the score at the moment, 46% on Rotten Tomatoes for the critic score, 87% for the user score. The people love Minecraft.
I refuse to believe the people.
I
will be a hater. I'm gonna watch it. I'm still being a hater. Even if I enjoy it, I'm like, this movie sucks.
Yeah.
My question is, who are the people? Who are they?
Parents and
kids.
Who
are these people?
Kids and parents.
Well, yeah, but are they on Rotten Tomatoes?
There's also
true.
There's also been a really, I don't want to say it's the reason it's made as much money, but it has been a very big meme to go for whatever reason into these movie theaters and throw popcorn and whatever random stuff they're doing.
Something about a chicken and a baby creeper or something. Oh no!
Yeah, I got no.
I've never felt
chicken
more
jockey.
old in my life. The chicken. Yes. There we go.
You don't know about the chicken jockey?
More old in my life. No, I don't know. No.
It's in Minecraft.
Well,
it's a tiny.
No. I'm sure it is, but my issue is I keep seeing this clip all over my TikTok, and I keep skipping it because I'm like, well, I want to watch the film. I don't want to see this moment of the film where people are filming in cinemas. I'd have a meltdown, Crash. You know how I would have a meltdown.
Yeah, same.
If a kid threw popcorn on me in the cinema while I'm watching this, I would tell them, bring your mum and dad outside. We need to have a discussion.
No, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you.
I'm not saying nothing more on that situation, Despawn. I don't want to incriminate myself. I don't want to incriminate myself. But yeah, good for Minecraft. I'm happy for I'm happy for Minecraft. I'm happy for that audience that are enjoying it. I'm happy for Jack Black. You know.
Yeah. He looked very
I'm
upset in some of the like the early interviews I'd seen him in. He was like, I thought I really enjoyed making it, but people don't seem to like the trailers. Oh, poor guy.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
he's laughing his way to the bank now.
He was laughing his way to the bank regardless. He got paid. Like,
yeah, you go. But that's the thing. Like, I don't think Jack Black does things for money.
Do you think he takes a back end one on this one? Do you ever hear about like Kevin Hart like took like a small upfront on Jumanji and then made bank on it?
Yeah.
Do you think Jack Black's there?
Maybe that's why he was just wearing. Like he was like, this would have cost them a lot more money. I charged them half the price for like whatever back end, and it's not going to do well. And he's making all his money. Nobody has to worry about anything.
Don't worry about it. He's making bank. He's doing fine, Jack Black. But yeah, good for Microsoft. I'm happy for them. I'm surprised it surpassed Mario, but I think it just shows you the differences, right, between like meme culture and all of this different, like just different worlds out there.
Yeah, it's also like there is the live action appeal that is very strong in this, of having a Jack Black or something like that on the screen as well, instead of just being a voice.
So you're saying you want a live action mix of the next Mario film? Okay, we'll do it, Chris. Don't worry. I got it.
No, Chris Pratt in our blue and red overalls. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what you want. That's exactly what you said. Yeah.
Chris is sweating. Chris looks concerned. He's like, what have I done?
I like the last Mario movie. I liked it.
Me too. We got one more story, boys. Skylander Studio Toys for Bob says they would love to work on a Banjo-Kazooie since going independent of Xbox in a new interview. I'm not going to read it, but obviously, why wouldn't they want to work on one of the biggest IPs as an independent studio? Obviously, they have a working relationship still with Xbox since I think they have like a first refusal thing with them. Since they went independent a year ago, something like that.
2, I think. When did Hi-Fi Rush? When they closed down Hi-Fi Rush? That wouldn't have been last.
Couple years ago. That. Yeah, a couple years 3. Now. Mad, crazy. But do we need this? Everyone keeps pretending that, like, I get it. We're getting Donkey Kong, and I get it. Like, I get it, but like. People pretend they love Banjo-Kazooie. This reminds me of this is a Game Pass game that comes, there's a little bit of internet hype, and then this game doesn't do well. I'm just saying it. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm just saying it.
The difference is, and I'm not saying this in a super negative way.
Sounds like you are.
But Donkey Kong has Nintendo behind them, and Nintendo has a track record with one type of game above any other type of game they've ever made, and that is platform games. And I'm not saying that Toys for Bob doesn't. I'm not saying they don't make great games. That's not my point at all. I'm just saying, like, it's easy for Nintendo to sell a Donkey Kong game because the name's also just bigger, but also it has Nintendo behind it than it would be for Toys for Bob to sell a Banjo game, or even Microsoft to sell a Banjo game.
Of course, but do you want this is my question.
No, I don't want platformers in general, though, so I'm not the person.
I forgot you hate platformers.
Yeah. I personally don't want this, but I want this for the people that want this. I can't think of a better studio to do it, if I'm being honest. Like, if anyone is going to make a 2026, let's say, Banjo-Kazooie game good, it's going to be a Toys for Bob. Do I necessarily want Banjo-Kazooie to come back? No. But if anyone's going to make it good, it's going to be Toys for Bob.
Look. If anything, you make a new Diddy Kong Racing first, and then I get to enjoy that. Then the people can have Banjo-Kazooie platformer. That's all I care about.
You're getting a new Mario Kart, and then you not Yoshi, pink boy, big fluffy.
Kirby. Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby
racing
instead.
Game. Yeah.
You just call Kirby Pink Fluffy Boy.
Yeah, I call it big, because he blows up, he fluffs up. Yeah.
There's no fluff on Kirby at all.
No, he's smooth.
He gets fluffed.
Wait, what?
Moving on. Speak to my lawyers.
Wait.
What do you mean by that? Yeah,
what do you mean by that? Something? I just meant he blows up.
Yeah.
Do you know what a fluffer is?
I know what a fluffer is, but that's not how I meant it.
That's how you said it.
But then you know what getting fluffed is.
I thought there was like I thought it might have meant something in the UK specific. I wasn't thinking at all. I was just saying stuff, okay?
Digging a hole. We're digging a hole. Let's do Guess That Game. Whose turn is it this week?
It is my turn for Guess That Game. Guess That Game is the game show where I, the host, or whoever's the host that week, lets the other 2 boys or 3 boys ask questions. I will answer with a yes or no. It's a yes or no question. And at the end of it, 1 minute and 30 seconds, they will have to decide what the game is. And then afterwards, there will be a small little trivia question. Are you boys ready?
First of all, I want to tell you the points. So how dare you? The points sit like this. Crash is sitting at 10 points. Despawn is sitting at 10 points. I am sitting at 9 points. Matt P Video sitting at 1 point. And our guest, Matt McCaffrey, who was on once, we should probably bring on more guests, is also sitting at 1 point.
If we do bring on more guests, do they pool their score?
No.
Like, is it like a guest score? Oh, okay. I just think any excuse to beat Matt. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, exactly. I just think it'll be hilarious that like we get a couple more guests on and they've all got the same amount of points as Matt by the end of the year. Mm-hmm. At this point, do we not just put Matt in the guest category? Like
that would be so funny if at the end of the year we just give Matt all of the guest category points and for him to still come last place.
Yeah, that's time. Right, I've got my notepad up, so I'm ready to make notes.
All right.
All right.
I am going to start it. Despawn fix.
Okay. Xbox One?
Yes.
Did it launch on the Xbox One?
I'm not gonna answer that one. You guys got the question. I answered it.
I said launch on the internet.
Stop, Paul, stop. Wait.
There was a delay. No. There was a delay in Despawn's question. I stopped it. There was a delay in Despawn's question. You just asked the question.
The rules are we ask yes or no questions and you give us yes or no answers.
Okay.
You can't say I'm not going to answer in that.
That's fair. I already answered Despawn's questions, but that's fair. I will wait for you guys to 100% sure finish your questions before I answer any future questions. No, that's what I'm going to do. That's what you want. That's what I'm going to do. I waited for Despawn to stop talking and I answered the question. No? Either of you tell me that I did not do that.
I said,
it was not a launch question. We can move on.
It was not a launch. It wasn't launched there.
Nope. I'm starting.
These will go.
All right. Was it launched on the 360?
Nope.
Was it launched on the original Xbox?
Pausing it. When you say launch, do you mean you're not talking launch title? You're saying
no. Was it originally released? Did it originally launch on this system?
For 360, it's yes. For 360, yes.
Are you new here?
Yes.
X?
He's on the time. No, he's on time. He's on time.
Your question. As if he was new here.
No, it was you. I just asked.
Okay. Action game. Action adventure.
No.
Okay.
No.
Platformer.
No.
RPG.
Yes.
Okay. One of the big 5 publishers. No.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Exclusive.
No.
Was it a digital title or was it physical?
Did it release in a disc?
Give me a question that yes or no. Give me a question that I can answer yes or no.
Oh my god, this guy, no, I'm boycotting.
I'm stopping the time. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you to ask a yes or no question.
No,
play the timer. Play the timer. Play the timer.
I'm playing the timer.
So Fix,
how long do we have left?
I don't know.
Another 10 seconds.
Perfect.
Fix, you playing anything new this week?
Yes, I'll be checking that south of midnight.
Cool.
Well, how about you? What will you be playing?
More blueprints and something I can't talk about.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Oh, guesses.
Yep.
I'll be passing my guess this week.
Yeah.
Okay.
I plead the 5th.
Plead the 5th. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
You've made a shambles of this show, Crash.
No. I did not make a shambles. You both made a shambles of the show.
You've made a shambles.
All you had to do was say yes or no.
You both.
If you didn't like the question, just say it. I'm not going to answer that. It's not yes or no.
That's fine. Exactly. But you've made a shambles of this show and you've disgraced us.
No, you both disgraced this show. I was playing the show and you both decided, oh no, wait, Despawn didn't get his full question even though he stopped talking. Let me go and make a scene. And then let me ask a non-yes or no question when you said your only job is to answer yes or no. You specified that point, did you not? Tell me you didn't. You did specify yes or no questions.
I did specify that.
So tell me what answer would have fit the question you asked, yes or no. Neither would have fit.
Yes
Neither
or no.
yes nor no. So I would have been breaking the rules of the game that we crafted so religiously. We made an amazing game here, and I really want to uplift it and uphold it. And you made it a mockery of it.
Tomb Raider.
Fable.
No, unfortunately, it was Destiny.
Okay, yeah. I don't agree with the answers that you give, so I don't think you get a point either. What was your trivia?
Hell no, you don't get a point.
Whoa.
Are you crazy?
Whoa. What answer did I... You have to now provide proof of what answer I gave that was not accurate.
I don't think you articulated yourself well as a host this week.
Yeah.
We get to decide. We get to decide.
Did I not articulate my yes or no's correctly? That's my bad.
We get to decide.
Because I wouldn't say that Destiny is primarily an RPG. I would say it's more of a shoot with RPG elements.
But no. You asked.
I asked if it was an RPG.
Yeah, well,
cool. Remember this. I want you guys to remember these little tidbits you guys are adding. I will remember them. You know I will remember them because I remember them every time we do the Game of the Year conversation.
And that's fine.
Mom and Dad are fighting. I don't like it.
Does Wikipedia say it's an RPG?
Wikipedia? No. If you said RPG and I had said no, it's not an RPG, and at the end it was Destiny, how would you have reacted?
That'd be fine because it's not an RPG.
I would have been fine. It's not an RPG. It's not an RPG. I'm not gonna be that guy.
You level up, RPG, you gear up.
No, sure, but we go off of Wikipedia's there's a section. It says what does the section of genre game say? It doesn't say RPG.
Okay, I will go strictly off of what it says, even though I have bended it in the past to benefit you guys because I know it's inaccurate to label it strictly as what it says.
Yeah. But I also say why are you benefiting us? Because you want the points, right?
No, I want it to be a fun game.
Yeah, he's right. Content.
I want it to be a fun game. That is my goal with it, is for it to be a fun game.
I'll tell you right now, the last 5 minutes have been hilarious to me, so I found having fun. You still get a point. What's your trivia?
I want the trivia. Give me it.
Is the trivia game. The trivia question is, before this game came out, before Destiny came out, Bungie previously teased Destiny in a previous game of theirs. What is the game and what is the tease? The person who gets it closest, if only one of you guys gets the game, you'll get the point. If you guys both gets the game, it's whoever's closest to how they teased it.
I got it.
Okay.
You know the answer?
Yeah, I believe I do.
Okay, let me go then. Halo ODST. I don't know if they've made that.
Okay. Despawn?
I think it was in Halo Reach, but I might be wrong about that. But it was definitely in a Halo game, and I believe it was a poster that showed the Traveler above Earth. And I can't remember the actual tagline within the poster, but there was a poster that showed the Traveler floating above Earth.
You were very close, Despawn. The problem is you got the game incorrect. And because the game is incorrect, the back half of your answer is incorrect fix. You got yourself a point. You're now sitting at 10. You're tied with me and Despawn.
Hey. No big deal or anything, guys, but they say I know a lot about Halo, and I've just proven it.
Now, I could have been a stickler, and it's technically Halo 3 ODST, but I'm playing nice, and I'm just giving it to you off of Halo.
I said what? Get them out of here, bro. Let's get through these questions and get the hell out of here. Remember, you can email in my Xbox and me podcast@gmail.com and jump into Fixer's Sack, or you can join the Discord and ask questions in there, like Snidge. I think it's Snidge. 7122 says, do you think it is fair to single out Xbox for early access when Ubisoft, EA, 2K have literally been doing the same thing for a lot longer? Again, there was a lot of conversation around our early access feelings and things of that nature. Especially, I think I was the most vocal on last week's podcast when it comes to this. I've never liked early access in any shape or form. Like, I don't know why this has become a thing, and let me be very specific in the way I'm saying this. I do not like early access from a consumer's point of view. I understand early access from a creator point of view. Not that I think that makes it right, but there is a difference between the two things. And then one more time, I understand early access from a press point of view. Now, you need to separate all three of those things because they're three different things.
And I just want to clarify that we're talking about early access to a fully finished game, not an early access release game.
No, early access release.
Not like
Exactly.
Path of Exile 2 or whatever.
Exactly.
We're talking about the 5-day early access.
Yes. I don't think it's right that consumers should pay early, and that's the only benefit you get to play it, to get a game. I don't think it's right to charge an extra £10 to your most loyal fans, your most loyal player base, to play the game early. I don't think that is right. I'm not saying I don't understand it, but I don't agree with it. I don't care if you're EA, 2K, who else. Like, it's just not something that I would do. But I understand it from a business perspective.
I don't remember if I was on the podcast at the time or we did it during E3 reactions or whatever. One of the Tomb Raiders, I believe it was the second Tomb Raider, the one that was exclusive to Xbox, came out with early access. And I remember on that announcement, disgruntledness. I definitely had it, but I think it was both of us as well, that it was like, this shouldn't be a thing. We have always talked about not liking early access in that fashion, so it's not really. The thing is, like, Ubisoft's been doing it for so long. You don't people just like, that's just the way it is. They're not going to listen. The same thing with EA. The same thing with 2K. Xbox is in a different limelight also because you re-up that early access talk with Game Pass, because now it's a whole new discussion again with them advertising. I remember it being avowed of like, hey, you can play this game right now on Game Pass, and then you get Game Pass. It's like, oh, you still need to pay the $20 for the deluxe edition. You don't just have access. So there is a whole reinvigorated conversation around that. And even if we want to compare that to Ubisoft, if you're in a Ubisoft subscription service and they have had early access in the past, you have access to that early access. So there is nuance and conversation to be had around the topic as well.
100%. And I think you bring up a great point, which is their marketing behind it is disingenuous. Because I, someone who is well informed about video games, fell for it with Avowed. I signed up for Game Pass because it was on the Twitch banner, available now via Game Pass. I did everything, and then it was, give me $10 more. No, I'm not giving you $10 more. I just gave you $15 or £15 technically. But I don't feel like we're ever singling out any one company ever. Like,
we'll also say we are. I know we don't do it as much at the moment, but we kind of delve into other stuff. But we are primarily an Xbox podcast. We're going to touch on Xbox specifically in these scenarios. Doesn't mean we're not aware that it happens in other companies, but primarily the conversation is around what Xbox are doing.
If you go back to the Shadows conversation, I'm pretty sure I had asked, was it going to be early access or something like that at some point? And it was a sign of relief after I found out that it wasn't going to be early access and everybody gets access at the same time.
It was, but they got rid of it,
Yeah. So
I just think that the conversation around this is just like, I feel like we've come into this false sense of like, oh, it's okay because we're used to it. That doesn't make it okay because we're used to it. I said this the same thing as like, especially for single player games as well. Like, I can kind of understand it from a multiplayer only game. Not that I agree with it and I don't like it, but like, we've gone from like Halo releasing its multiplayer early and then the campaign coming out later to now pay us £10 and you can play our game early. Like, I just don't know if that's a trend that I like or want to subscribe to. Again, and I literally don't want to subscribe to it, hence why I don't pay for it and I wait. Now, what I will say as people listening, I am very, 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 very privileged when it comes to games. Because I would say 80% of games, probably nowadays, I get codes for. So 80% of the time, I'm playing it usually well before everybody, right? But there's a difference between being able to speak about that from a creator perspective or a press perspective than it is a consumer perspective. That is all that I'm saying. And you need to be able to understand the differences of when I'm talking. I'm telling you, I punched my mic, I apologize. I'm telling you on the podcast, I haven't got a code early. So then I am then talking about it from a consumer perspective, just like everybody else. Like we always disclose when we get codes from people. Like it's something that we have to do, right? Like, so I don't know, man. To me, it's like it's a very interesting conversation. I don't think that we were singling out Xbox because, if put it this way, I don't know if Borderlands has it or not, but if Borderlands has it in 2K, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed whether or not I get a code early for me, whether or not we all get codes, whether or not I don't have to pay for it. It's still not right that if Borderlands has it, I'm just using them as an example. If that has it, it's not right. Simple.
Yeah.
I don't like the marketing behind it. And that's what it is. It's a marketing tactic to convince people to buy the game now because you are missing out. That is what it's for.
Pay my money, yeah. I will say the other point of that as well is you mentioned it briefly, but I don't think you really touched on it, is when you're talking about single player games specifically, they're basically scapegoating access to story spoilers. Like, if you don't pay that 2 days early, there's a risk you're going to get spoiled on the game that you've been waiting to play for years. So be better.
Especially with the way algorithms work as well. Like, how many people just spoil things in thumbnails?
Yeah.
And again, this is a whole different topic, but like the people that get codes early, not us, we don't do this, but like get codes early and then upload the entire game. Like, it just boggles my mind. But hey, it is what it is. But I just want to put out there for all of us, I don't think we single out Xbox at all. I think that when we feel like the need to say Xbox is doing something wrong, we say it. When Xbox does something well, we say it.
Yeah. The conversation might gear towards Xbox more because of the nature of the podcast we're doing, but it's not a unique to Xbox thing, and we know that.
Agree, 100%. Next question comes from Eldozo, which says, with there being another re-release of the Last of Us games, the question is, how many re-releases constitutes taking advantage of a player base?
Probably about this one.
No,
you can't take advantage of a player base by re-releasing games. You can't.
Yeah.
You don't have to, like, it's not, you've experienced the game. You do not have to buy it again. There is nothing, no gun to your head. There's no, like, you're going to worry about spoilers. There is nothing making you buy that game.
No.
Now, is it a little, like, stupid? Sure. I'd say it's a little stupid releasing it ahead of many times.
Yeah.
No, you hit the nail on the head. I don't even need that. Yes, no. Yeah. There is nothing wrong. Again, stop viewing these companies as your friends. Like, that's where I feel like this, no, but this is where I feel like this level of like entitlement has come from gamers all of a sudden, of like, oh my god, they're taking advantage of the player base. You mean they're taking advantage of adults that have money that then want to buy the special edition of whatever thing? Like, bro, like, no. Like, is it dumb to re-release of a re-release?
Of a remaster?
Yes. Oh, yeah, yes, it is. Yeah. But if you don't want it, stop buying it. I am the problem when it comes to Resident Evil being ported to mobile. You know why? Because I'm one of the only 70,000 people that bought the bloody thing. I tweet it out all the time. Like, I'm part of the problem. I do it all of the time because when it comes to Resident Evil, I am part of the problem. Just like, don't take it away from Last of Us fans. If they want this brand new white package on their shelf with the rest of the stuff, why should they not be able to have that? Yeah. Like, not taking advantage. They're providing something for their players that they clearly feel like they want to give. Like,
I'd also add that this is releasing around the time that Last of Us as a brand is about to get a whole new level of fan base because the season 2 is about to drop. There is a ton of people that will probably not have played the game still. That this is a perfect opportunity to buy these games at the cheapest they're ever going to be.
There's also, like, there's a similarity you could draw to, like, vinyls of, like, when they re-release vinyls of older music and somebody wants to get this just as a collector's edition. Despawn will tell you all about it. To sit on their shelves as a art piece or something like that, as opposed to, like, something they actively use as well. So I think there's more to it than just... It's stupid. It's still stupid. I'm not going to change my opinion on that. But taking advantage, I think, is a very aggressive term, I guess.
It's a fantastic marketing move. That's all it is. Yeah.
How can you take advantage? I don't think the word in there is great. And I can't think of another word to take out of it and then be like, oh, maybe I see it differently. No, it's stupid, but just don't buy it. You don't want it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
Stop supporting things that you don't want, and like don't be like Despawn that says he's not gonna get the Switch 2 and then orders the Switch 2. And me.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
was surprised.
I said, but in my brain, I always thought I was getting the Switch 2.
Wait, you ordered as well?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I told you I was.
Yeah. To be fair, I will also point out that I said I was not going to order it until I got that email that told me I could order it, and then I probably would order it.
He got up for pre-order,
and I got the email that said I could order it, and I ordered it. So I did exactly what I said I would do. So yeah.
We all knew. Let's be real.
Yeah,
we all knew he was ordering it. There was no chance he wasn't going to order it.
Yeah, I'm not missing out. Yeah. This is an investment for my kid in the future. You're going to love the Switch too.
I haven't got any controllers or anything, though. I got mine from Game, so I haven't...
Oh, does you probably won't get it then?
And
I'll get cancelled. Because
don't say that. Don't say that.
I got the Mario Kart bundle with a Pro controller because
I got the Mario Kart. I didn't get a Pro control, so. But I did find out your old Pro controls work.
I was going to ask.
The Switch 2.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nintendo.
They don't have back pedals
to do that.
I don't need the back pedals. I don't use them on my fucking Xbox One, my Xbox Series console. So yeah, whatever.
I'll be honest.
Anyway, last
but,
question. Yeah, last question. Orange Cookie Man says, with Blueprints getting rave reviews and also hitting Game Pass day one, are Xbox games getting better and better at cultivating titles that come to their service?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but with a caveat, it's a lot of indie games, which is not a negative, but it is a lot of like the smaller and not a lot of like the AAA games, because AAA games also don't need Game Pass, so there's a whole different conversation to be had there. But I would say overall, yes, they have been getting better at having an eye for games that will benefit their system, but also then benefit the game at the same time.
Okay, here's my question.
Go.
What else has come out lately that you've gone, that game's amazing that it's on Game Pass?
I'm just bringing up xbox.com/play to tell you what has come out recently. Never mind, I've been signed out.
Sniper Elite. No, that's played.
Well, my question is, what do you
do
you qualify in that statement? What do you qualify as recently? Because for me, if they release like 2 or 3 games, that's fine. A year that are like of that quality, I think that's fine for me.
Although not everyone enjoyed it. Dungeons Hinterberg was a hit with a lot of people in the indie space. Lightyear Frontier, people really enjoyed that.
Are Xbox getting better and better at cultivating titles into their service?
Atomfall?
Yes, they're getting better.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll agree. Yes, they're getting better at it. But you know what else I think they're doing poorly? Is they're not developing games as good, and that's because they're in Game Pass. I said it.
Mm-hmm. Electro?
Boom.
I've heard
a lot of good things about Rogue Trader, which is on Game Pass as well. Mm-hmm. They've undoubtedly gotten better. I don't think you can say they haven't gotten better.
No, they've gotten better compared to, but no disrespect, they should. They make a lot of money from it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would say, to change the question, they've gotten worse at developing games for Game Pass. That's a whole different question.
That's a whole different conversation completely. Yeah.
I don't know if they've gotten worse. I think they've like evened out. Where for a while there was games coming to Game Pass, and it was like improvements, or it's like, oh, this works for the format. But now that they've been in the format for so long, they haven't had like, oh, this is a standout game on Game Pass or something like that.
They haven't had it for us. Let's just say it like that.
That's very fair.
Because even Ryan McCaffrey had us against the wall when it comes to Indiana Jones, even though I was the only one that jumped on that grenade. I noticed that you both stayed quiet during that conversation. It was just me I felt like the Sideshow Bob getting hit in the face with the rake. It was like, did you like this game? No. Do you like this game? No. Do you even like games? I'm like, oh God, he's never having me back on that podcast. I love Resident Evil, I swear. But yeah, no, I think to answer the question, yes, they have definitely gotten better at cultivating indie titles into the service day one. That's what I'll give you.
Okay.
Cool. Let's plug, and get ourselves out of here. But before we do that, these one, you'll give us a little update on the Fantasy Critic?
I do. Do you want to know the current scores on the Fantasy Critic? Let me tell you. All right. Starting at the bottom, Mr. dead man himself, Matt P Video.
Oh, okay. Also has the fewest amount of games.
Yeah, he's currently got 3 on there with the scores. 31 points currently. He got 19 points from Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, 15 points from 2 Point Museum, and currently 5 points from Atomfall.
He also lost 7 points. Let that be known.
Wait,
yeah, for
yeah. He
counterpicking South of Midnight.
Yeah, he did. He got 8 points currently. He's minus 8 points.
Oh, yeah.
It's because he counterpicked when I picked it. So yeah, 31 points for Matt P Video. Yeah. Suck it, Matt. I want to get to Smugfix because 1 point ahead is you.
Yeah.
1 whole point ahead. Currently sitting on 32 points with Assassin's Creed Shadows at 11 points, Civilization 7 at 10 points.
Hold it there.
Which screwed you.
Who had that, Dan, as Assassin's Creed Shadows getting more points than Civilization?
I know.
Who would have
Wild.
thought?
Nobody.
Wild.
That's crazy.
Wild.
It's crazy you didn't get more points for Civilization, to be completely honest.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
That's wild.
And then left field pick for you, I don't know. But first Berserker Kazan coming in with an extra 11 points for you.
I played the demo. And was like, okay, this game's going to do really well. I haven't played the full game yet, unfortunately, but yeah, I've heard good things.
So yeah, you're currently sitting on 32 points. In second place, way ahead on double what Fixer's got, with 64 points, is Mr. Kreshnik Games. The Kresh, you have currently got 64 points with 21 big old points for Split Fiction. Probably the best get of this entire thing so far. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza, and Hawaii getting you 11 points. Wonderstop getting you 10 points. Indie Games giving the scores there. Fragprint giving you only 5.
Yeah, that one was a miss.
I think
that one was a real gamble. That was a
I think
I was hoping like at least like an 80 for it. I wasn't like expecting like something crazy, but
I'll be honest. I think also the whole not releasing on console probably hurt the reviewers that were covering it. So
it could still bump up once it releases.
Go up.
They have a release date now, I think.
So you still get more points out of
hopefully
that.
It's another like 2 or 3 points. Take them where I can get them.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. And then finally on 17 points. Solid pick there. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition.
Stead just in a cartwheel somewhere.
He did.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, Stead always raves about his games. I'm just going to roll the dice on it. So thank you, Stead. Those points are for you.
Shout out to Stead. And then currently in number 1 position is me, although I don't think it's going to stay that way for too long. But I've currently got 19 points for Monster Hunter Wilds, 16 points for Citizen Sleeper, Football Manager 0. Football Manager 2025 screwed me, gave me 0 points because it got cancelled. Then Avowed gave me 10 points. South of Midnight gave me 8 points. Yeah, I kind of feel
not
that
bad.
one. Not bad. Honestly, it could have been worse. Fable got pushed to 2026, so that's 0 points. But with a whopping 20 points, Blueprints coming in. Clutch. Right there.
I just want to say, Despawn, if you didn't pick Football Manager and Fable, you would have been smoking us this year. There's no shot. You've been pretty on point across the board with a lot of your picks.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. Speak for yourself, okay? Because I've got big hitters coming.
I mean, he does. I'm not going to lie. He has got a few big ones in there.
Metal Gear Solid Snake is going to get 9.
Yeah.
You got some.
Yeah. You're going to get some challenges coming in soon. I can feel that right now.
You got some.
I got big hitters, but put it this way: GTA. If I keep hold of GTA, I'm good. That's gonna it probably will get pushed, but that's whatever. Clear Obscure, I think it's gonna clean up.
Yeah, I think you got an easy 90.
I think that's gonna
like 20
clean
points.
up.
Yeah.
Snake Eater, I think it's gonna clean up.
Yep.
That Mouse PI game, I think it's gonna clean up.
Yeah, that one's a 50-50 for me. It's either gonna do well or it's gonna be
8-ish points.
Yeah, I think it'll be about 10. Yeah,
I think Pokemon cleans up as well.
Yeah,
Pokemon's in the air. That's really it. Depends
Switch
on
2,
it. I think because it's Switch 2, and I think
baby.
it's also a Legends game. It does help it that it's not like the traditional Pokemon game, but a little up in the air. You skipped over Mafia: The Old Country.
Yeah, you did.
I hear a drop in the water of a dud.
We didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about it, but it did get a release date. It got leaked.
did.
I think the release date got leaked.
So like August, saying something. Yeah.
August 8th, I believe. I could be wrong, but
You've also got Tony Hawk's 3 and 4 on there. Yeah, that could be
That'll
either
probably be
really good
solid.
or yeah.
that's gonna be a dud.
Yeah, you think?
so?
Yeah, all the news that came out from it, like
Changes to
there's
the
a bunch of
campaign and
modes
stuff.
missing, and
Yeah.
I'm like, god damn it.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty.
Might not even get announced.
Yeah. That, that's interesting. Actually, now that you say it, we talked about the Xbox showcase. There was no like, oh, there's a Call of Duty after show, which I guess they would announce closer to. Yeah, wow, that's
That would be
interesting. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So who's picking out of Worlds 2?
Good question. We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll see who gets the bids in. Yeah.
Chris, what you got to plug this week?
Podcast reviews. If you guys go over to the Apple Podcast app, I think you can do it on Android now as well.
You can.
Leave a podcast review. We have a new podcast review over here. From It's Just Sam on April 1st, on April Fool's Day. So I don't even know if this is a real review. I don't know if you really meant every word on this. It could all be fake. I have no clue. 5 stars. MXAIM is the maximum entertain. Everything else is cut off with ... So I don't know what it says. I apologize.
Hey, is that it?
No. That's the title.
Okay.
But there's an actual review. Yeah. Strong-headed hosts provide lighthearted banter for simple moments of levity and hilarity. Their dissimilarities and game sentiments led to discussion. Didn't we read this one last year?
Yeah, we did. It's not new at all.
We did. Yeah, no, it's not in your review.
Sam, leave another review.
Sam, what are you doing, bro? Sam,
I messed that up. That's no.
Take your grandma down the stairs.
We're not. No. We're not blaming Sam. Sam, you did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
I'm dumb. That's me. That's a me fault. That's me, Sam. Not you. You did fantastic, but you should get a hold of another phone and leave another review, so I don't got egg on my face next time.
No reviews over here.
Egg smashed to myself. It's.
Well, I guess that's the end of the podcast. No, this one, what you got to plug?
Always YouTube. Doing a lot over there still. Live streamed my playthrough of Into the Dead Eye Darkest Days. So if you're interested in our conversation about it earlier, go check that out. I might even try and get a Blueprints one in at some point this week because I want to show that off to as many people as possible because it's fantastic. But yeah, no, go check it out. Go youtube.com/my Xbox and me for now.
It's still a bit of a pain. I can't lie. What have I got to plug? I got a bunch of plug. I'm back on YouTube. I'm back on TikTok. I'm back on Instagram. I'm making content again, and people seem to be liking it, which is nice. It's crazy. You post content, you grow.
Who would have thought you needed to actually do something?
Who would have thought, eh? Who would have thought? But yeah, no, I'm back doing that stuff. So yeah, youtube.com/MCFixer. And then MC Fixer across all different platforms. If you're into your short form content, got a new editor who's been helping us do the My Xbox and Me clips. If you've seen those as well, he is fantastic, I have to say.
My favorite.
So word. He's amazing.
Another one of my favorite.
It's been good. It's been good. So yeah, we're back. We're putting out a lot of content. Make sure you support it. Hopefully, we'll get a new Schedule 1 stream in this week. I'd hope if we can. Maybe on the weekends, but we'll see. And man, keep supporting the podcast. We appreciate it, honestly. And by the way, just know that yes, we may be arguing on the podcast. None of us are actually arguing. Some of you guys sometimes think we're actually hating each other. So yeah,
Matt. We all hate
collectively. Totally hate that guy. That guy sucks.
He sucks. Fuck Matt. Goodbye.
Fuck Matt. That's your secret word. Bye.